What advice your parents gave you turned out to be complete bullshit. Computers will never catch on. Don't waste any more of your time on them, monsieur. Wasted a decade doing random temping jobs before finally working with computers. Now they harass me all the time to fix their devices. Rule 1 of IT, never let anyone know you are IT. Rule 2 of IT, when they find out, tell them you are retired, or that you went into management. If you study for the final year of high school, you'll never have to study for the rest of your life. Boy, were they wrong. They say that before every exam, monsieur, just get good grades in this one, the rest is all a cakewalk. Plodding from one assignment to the next. What a life. You can tell me, it's okay, I won't get angry. That's something my wife also had in her youth. She told something and her parents got really angry, so I hope I'll do that better to my daughter. My parents would treat you like you were demon-possessed if they caught you in a lie, but their reaction to the truth would always make any situation 100x worse, so you learned pretty quick that you should always lie. You can't just apply online. Get dressed up, go to Lockheed Martin, introduce yourself, and ask if they have any available positions. I didn't do it for the record, they were just so adamant about it. My parents, they just did not understand how many places these days only do applications online, and showing up isn't going to do anything. Speak as an HR professional. Sometimes just showing up will do something. Annoy the employer that you interrupted them and didn't follow the application instructions, which make it fair for all applicants. Just because someone shows up in person, especially when the ad says no phone inquiries, walk-ins, doesn't mean you get put ahead of the applicants that followed the proper process. Flattery will get you nowhere. Kissing is actually very helpful in getting ahead, and licking sometimes helps with getting head. There ain't nothing open after midnight but bars and girls' legs. I never could find any of those girls. You looked inside the bars. Yes. And in one case I waited outside the bar waiting for her. They're only mean to you because they like you. They're jealous. That's a great way to encourage people into abusive relationships. Also, they are mean because I'm a loser with no social skills. My mum saying that actually encouraged me to be mean to a girl I had a crush on. It ended up with a trip to the principal's office because she got sick of my BS and reported every mean thing I said. Common sense. Relentlessly harass and bully someone because you too like them, monsieur. I've never understood that advice. I don't blame you, though. You were just a kid who listened to your parent. Get into the best college you can, we'll figure out how to pay for it. Guess who has a ton of student loan debt now? Yeah, my mom was adamant that she'd pay at least the first year of college. Then she saw the bill and said she'd pay the first semester, then she'd pay books, then she'd only pay for one book, etc. She ended up not paying anything, and I spent my first year at a college way out of my financial range. Had to transfer to a community college and try not to cry as I paid off the bills from the previous year. My college fund was in stocks. I entered college in the fall of 2007. Guess who paid their own way? Work doing what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. I do love what I do, but it's still hard work. I'm in the craft beer industry. I don't drink anymore. Spent 8 years in that industry and climbed the ranks to head brewer of the best craft brewery in the city I wanted to live in. Finally left after completely losing interest in craft beer and realizing that I could make 50% more money outside of the industry plus actually get benefits. Don't waste too much time on the computer. Becomes full-time software developer. Video games are a waste of time was a big one too. I now use Unity to create novel visualizations for novel satellite data. I take so much inspiration from video games to this day that now help people make better sense of scientific data. My parents used to tell me I was spending too much time playing video games. I was spending too much time playing Roblox in particular. Then I learned how Roblox Studio works and learned how to program from it. Now I'm in my second software engineering co-op and 1 semester away from finishing my bachelor's in CS. The real kicker is they still think I spend too much time on my computer. Shrug. People only pretend to be your friends to take advantage of you. Family is what matters. That's actually awful. Clean plate club and you'll grow up to be strong and healthy. She forgot to mention fat. Thanks monsieur. I feel this. My mother used to continually put extra food on my plate without asking, and my dad wouldn't let me leave the table until I'd eaten it all. Sometimes the standoff went on for hours. Now my mother complains about my weight. My grandmother was the opposite. You must leave the table still just a little hungry, because it takes time for your stomach to register that it's full. She lived through WW2 and poor. You'll be empty and sad if you cut one of your parents out of your life. When I went away to college, I felt a gaping emptiness. That emptiness was family, and you'll feel it too. Wrong on all counts, monsieur. Good riddance. What was wrong with your parents? What wasn't wrong with them? Seriously, both were abusive, unfit to raise children, and more than a little narcissistic. My mom always criticized little things I would do and say, "You're never going to get a boyfriend if you do it that way." Turns out that those little things were the reason my boyfriend asked me out. Good thing I'm stubborn and didn't listen to her. Edit. I would also like to mention that I came out pansexual to my parents a year before me and my boyfriend got together. She still continued to say boyfriend, even though I literally had to explain to her at least a million times that I have more options. So yeah, she's also a little salty about that, but at least my dad is chill with it. What kind of things? Little things. Drop out of college. You're too depressed to make it to graduation. Wrong. I made it. Congratulations, I'm proud of you. Music can only be your hobby. You should get a real job. Started making money only with music since 17 yo. Never worked a day anywhere else and made a great career out of it. Kudos to you. Many of us struggle and fail, and it's not for a lack of trying. My mom once told me that men never had to apologize and that saying sorry was the woman's job. I knew instantly how it was, and it made me wonder what kind of Stockholm syndrome my father gave my monsieur. WTF. Buy as much house as you can afford. 0. I can afford 0 house. What about Lego? Don't take that scholarship, it's only to help the poor. Yes mum, but we're only borderline middle class, and that scholarship would have meant I didn't have to work every weekend in uni. Real advice is, if people are handing you money, take it. Anything about dating a girls, although I always knew it was. My dad hates women and my mom thinks all women are stupid, weak, and materialistic. I was getting my girlfriend a whiteboard because she liked to doodle and it would be a cute gift. My parents flipped, telling me that was the dumbest gift ever and that she would break up with me. So I got her a candle instead. We dated for 5 years and my mom kept hammering into me that my GF was gonna cheat on me all because I haven't bought her jewelry yet. From then on, I kept my dating life private from my pathetic family. Your mum thinks all women are stupid and weak. What gender is she then? Guess you shouldn't listen to her advice, seeing that all women are stupid. She's not like other girls. You just have to go talk to the manager. No, they'll tell me to apply online and probably think I'm stupid for not knowing to apply online, because literally every job expects you to apply online. I guarantee you if I went in there and asked to speak with the manager I'd get hired. You just have to show initiative. You have 30 years of industry experience at a well-known firm at the management level. Initiative is not the reason you're getting hired. It's because I have 6 months of experience and you have 30 years. I guarantee you if I emailed the director of HR, I would get hired. Yes, because you're a senior employee, not a 22-year-old begging for a job. You'll get a job. You just need to want it and work harder. Maybe actually go out and look for a job instead of sitting on the internet all day. Holy shut the up, I've been mindlessly filling applications for 6 straight hours, and I've been doing this for weeks, and I've gotten 3 replies, and they were all telling me I didn't get the job. There were 3 billion less people on Earth when you got a job, and the internet barely existed, and people had more money to hire because that was before your generation decided to the economy and make healthcare, housing, and education insanely expensive. Rant over. I have a job that I love now, but holy that was annoying. And GT, because literally every job expects you to apply online. Expects you to. Most places don't have any other way. What is the manager supposed to do? Just hire you? That's not how any of it works, and there is literally no other way to get a job there than to follow the procedures the company has put in place, which is to apply online. Exactly. Which makes me look like I have terrible critical thinking skills and have never had a job before, and an awkward first impression, hurting me more than it helps. Anything about how to handle a bully. I should have taken a baseball bat to that face. I kind of did this with a hockey stick in primary school to the that bullied me most days. Got told off by the local cops. Bully wasn't told off at all, and he didn't change. Guess I didn't hit to him hard enough. They're teasing you because they like you. Very wrong. They bullied me because I was small and didn't fight back. It stopped when I finally snapped and threw one of them down a flight of stairs. Edit. Thank you for the silver. I got bullied a lot when I was a kid, and it was very difficult for me for a long time to differentiate between actual bullying and bro-on-bro ribbing. As a result, I often took my anger out on the wrong people, and it stunted a bunch of my childhood friendships. I eventually got through it thanks to some good advice from a cousin, but it took way too long. Lifelong self-confidence issues as a result. Navigating that territory can be really tough. Basically, if you think they're a friend, try giving them some back and not just being so nice all the time. If they don't lash out when you do so, they're your brothers. Male friendships are really weird sometimes. I'd still take it over female friendships, especially in HS. Watching what my sister sometimes went through with her friends was terrifying. That got dark at times. Don't play a brass instrument because it's for boys. Don't display your intelligence because boys find that intimidating. I can safely write I attracted more men by my intelligence than my beauty. WTF about the brass instrument? My mom played flute, and when I was choosing my instrument for 6th grade band, I could buzz on the French horn mouthpiece right on the first try. Therefore, I wanted to play the horn, but she tried to talk me out of it by saying that all brass players were boys. As us band students grew up, there were more young women serving as brass section leaders than young men. Not to completely on my mom, but professional brass musicians, still overwhelmingly male, so it's not completely unfounded. Play basketball and you will get taller. I'm 176 centimeters, but mom thinks I'm short anyway. My dad, a teamster, warned me not to use my GI bill on college. Instead, I should go out and get a good union job, where I'll have a pension. Otherwise, any job I ever have, they could just fire me for no reason. Thankfully, I ignored him, and got my bachelor's in electrical engineering. I've been working steadily now for about 20 years and have a very large amount saved for retirement.